Farmers begin the complex process of producing cotton, as you will see, providing Tennessee on cotton's journey. Scientists continually evaluate varieties that will be more profitable for farmers and help Tennessee cotton stay competitive in the world market. After cotton is picked, it is dumped from the picker to a boll buggy. Then the cotton picker returns to the field. During harvest time, it is important that the picker spend every available second picking cotton. The boll buggy travels to a module builder to dump its load. Once cotton is dumped into the module builder, it is packed into a dense block. The tighter the module is compacted, the better it sheds rainfall from the sides, and the less seed cotton is lost during storage and transportation. The module is also covered with a specially designed tarp for additional protection from weather elements. Once the tarp is in place, the module is released. 8 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 32 feet long, the traditional module will weigh in at 20,000 pounds. Empty cotton from a traditional basket, which allows the picker to spend more time harvesting cotton. This technology can dramatically reduce labor and equipment costs for farmers. However the module was built, it is then tagged to identify producer and farm number. Specially designed trucks using synchronized chain movement gently load the cotton and then haul it from the field to the local gin.
Many of the clothes we wear, sheets and towels, and even used to bind the books we read. During ginning, the seeds are removed by stretching and pulling the fibers. The machine moves over the cotton to loosen it from the bales and to fluff up the fibers. The cotton from the different bales are combined and re-washed. This process is repeated until the cotton is clean and ready for making fabric. The clothing factory receives the large rolls of fabric in different colors and weights. Cotton fabric can be dyed to just about any color imaginable. Products.
Hi everybody. Have you ever observed that the clothes you wear every day do not feel the same or even look the same? Some are soft while others are coarse. They even change in different seasons. Clothes form a very integral part of our life. They protect our body from various weather conditions. They protect us from insect bites, thorns, etc. They also enhance our personality and to an extent reflect our social status. The history of clothing can be traced back to the ancient times when people used to cover themselves up with barks and big leaves of trees or animal skins and furs. Around 40,000 years ago, it seems, man invented needle from bones and stitching of fabrics came into existence. Now children, what are fibers? It's a class of materials that are continuous filaments and can be spun into threads, strings, or ropes. Fibers are of three types. Dietary. These are usually found in food. You must have felt them while chewing on a cardamom or eating a lady's finger. These fibers have no role in fabric formation. Apart from dietary fibers, we have fibers which is used for fabric formation, and they are of two types, natural and synthetic. Natural fibers are fibers which we get from plants and are made of cellulose like cotton, jute, etc. Natural fibers can also be got from animals like wool, silk, and these are made of proteins. Whereas synthetic fibers are those fibers which are made by man with the help of chemicals. Fibers are generally thin and short in length. So first, they are taken in bunches pressed and twisted to form long yarns. These yarns are further made into fabrics and stitched into garments. Spinning of yarns is done on a small scale by charkha or takli, and on large scale in power looms with the help of modern spinning machines. Once they are made into yarns, they are either woven into a fabric with the help of two sets of yarns, example a sari, or knitted with the help of one set of yarn, example pair of socks. The fabric which is ready with the help of yarns can be grouped into natural and synthetic. Fabrics manufactured from natural fibers fall under this category. Example, we get cotton from cotton fibers. We get jute from jute fibers. We get linen from flax seeds. Coir from coconut husk. And sisal from sisal leaves. Let me tell you the story of cotton, one of the most popular natural fiber. Cotton plant is a small annual shrub. Its fruit, called the cotton ball, small, round and green. It has many hairy seeds within it. On maturing, the ball bursts open. The cotton is then collected, but it's important to separate the innumerable black seeds. This is done with the help of large steel combs and it's called ginning. The ginned cotton is this pressed into bales which are then transported to the factories where the fiber is first spun into yarn and then woven to make cotton fabric. The finished fabric is then used to make saris, towels, bandage, wicks, curtains, bed covers and many more. Another natural and one of the cheapest fiber is jute. This fiber is widely used as packaging material used for making ropes, bags and clothing. Now let's talk about some animal fibers, and the most popular among them is wool. It's obtained from the hair on the body of sheep, goat or rabbit. The hair is first removed from the body of the animal by a process called shearing. Then it's processed to make yarns, which is then further woven or knitted to make woolen clothes, which keep us warm in winters because of the air-trapping quality of woolen fibers. Another popular and sophisticated animal fiber is silk. Silkworms are reared on mulberry leaves. The silk fiber is then obtained from the cocoons, which is a protective covering that the silkworm weaves around it. Silk, with its luster, has many uses. It's used for making high fashion clothing, upholstery, etc. And here are the names of the some synthetic fibers: nylon, terylene, polyester. They are all made with the help of chemicals. Natural fibers are comfortable and skin friendly but expensive, whereas synthetic fibers are not very comfortable but cheap and easy to maintain. Thus, natural and synthetic fibers are mixed together to get blended fabrics. Example, terracotta, a blend of cotton and terylene.
Beautiful, but whatever the fabric, creating them requires massive amounts of energy, uses up vast quantities of resources, and often leaves huge volumes of waste. But the way you make textiles and what you do with the pollutants can often have a huge effect on how their production impacts on the environment. Coming up, we travel to Bangladesh's slums to discover just how polluting the textiles industry can be. We ask what different governments are doing to get the industry to clean up its act, and find out why building a £2 million water treatment plant is saving Axminster carpets a fortune. Keeping textile factories running requires vast amounts of energy and resources. In Bangladesh, the industry is dominated by cotton, and turning each tonne of cotton into finished fabric uses about 65,000 kilowatt hours of power and takes 250,000 litres of water. It's no surprise that almost 3/4 of the water is used for what are called wet processes, things like washing, bleaching and dyeing. Often get priority over people, and as the textiles industry uses more and more water, an increasing number of people don't have access to supplies. As the textile industry continues to grow, the situation looks set to get worse. But water and energy use aren't the main reason textile production can impact on the environment. From inks to dyes to caustic soda and all sorts of alkalis and bleaches, most of the wet processes in textile production involve potentially harmful chemicals. The result is that Bangladesh's textiles industries produce around 56 billion litres of contaminated water a year. That's enough to fill 22,500 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And if that water is allowed to leave the factory untreated, it can have a massive effect on the environment. This river runs through one of the main textile and tannery areas in Dhaka. It's one example of just how bad textiles pollution can get. Untreated waste from dyeing and washing processes flows freely from the factories, and that's not the only thing going straight into this river.
GV Cotton Mills Private Limited is in Coimbatore, the Manchester of South India. Our recycling plants are equipped with latest imported machineries where the yarn waste from spinning mills is recycled and used as raw materials. Cloth waste, hosiery clippings and cut pieces are processed and made as spinnable fibers per day. Now we can have a quick look inside a production unit. Depending on customers' specific requirements, variety of fibers like regenerated, recycled, virgin cotton, etc. are mixed here. The mixed fibers are processed through a sequence of opening and cleaning machines. We are having 30 carding machines and our production is 45 metric tons per day. This is our open-end spinning department. Here, the drawn sliver is converted into yarn of the required count and wound on the paper tubes. All our departments are humidified to maintain the required temperature. We are manufacturing variety of regular yarns, bleached yarns, multicolor yarns, and almost all colors of yarn from English count 1.5s to 20s in open-end spinning and English count 0.6s to 1s count in mop spinning machines. Our yarn production capacity is 40 metric tons per day. Every process is periodically monitored round the clock by a technically qualified quality control team to ensure the consistent quality. yarn conditioning machine releases the stress of the yarn by steam for better performance in further process for some special application and various customer needs. Every cheese yarn are thoroughly inspected by an inspection team before packing. Mops and mop refills. Complete mops is bleached white, regular, colors, bicolor, tricolor, multicolor and all varieties for domestic and international markets. To give employment for local rural people, all our mops are partially handmade. Quality of each and individual mops are thoroughly checked in all mops manufacturing process before packing. Then the mops are packed in cartons for export. This is a packing of mops for export. We manufacture cleaning cloths with our yarn for the well-known global brands. Quality inspection before packing. Packing of cleaning cloths for export. We are regular exporters of all kinds of yarns, mops, cleaning and duster cloths and having a remarkable experience in exports. We are the leading mop yarn manufacturers in India. Our yarn production capacity is 40 tons per day. GV Cotton Mill is equipped with imported modern machineries. Quality improvement and timely delivery of goods to satisfy all our domestic and international customers. By this, we earn satisfied, valuable customers all around the world. Thank you for